As we reported in the previous video, that the Senior Vice President of Rolls-Royce India and South Asia Louise Donaghy had confirmed that the Rolls-Royce Defence is close to finalize a partnership to co-develop a new engine with India. New reports are now indicating that the new engine core will not be based on the Eurojet EJ200, which was co-developed by the Rolls-Royce of UK and the Eurojet Turbo of Germany, and due to multiple intellectual property rights ownership of the EJ200, UK and India will design the engine core from scratch, and it will be more advanced than the EJ200 used on the Eurofighter Typhoon, and it will feature a more effective starter generator for effective use in the varying Indian climate conditions, and India will have the intellectual property rights of the newly developed engine. The new engine will use a new larger fan with high distortion tolerance and surge margin designed by the Gas Turbine Research Establishment, while the afterburner module will be designed jointly by India's Gas Turbine Research Establishment and Rolls-Royce. The new fan has stealth features and anti-icing systems, which are much suited for modern fifth-generation fighter jets. The Indian Army is ready to place another order of 72,716 rifles from the US, and the order for the second batch comes after the first lot of 72,000 rifles was delivered to the Indian Army by the US manufacturer Sig Sauer. The first order for 72,000 rifles was placed under the fast-track procurement mode for 700 crore rupees, while this second order for 72,000 rifles is being placed under the financial powers granted to the Indian Armed Forces. India has already placed an order of 16,479 Negev light machine guns for $118 million from Israel in March 2020, and its delivery might start by the end of this year. The Indian Army is all set to order 200 RQ-11 Raven unmanned aerial vehicles from the US, which has a range of 10 kilometers with a maximum speed of 95 kilometers per hour and endurance of 90 minutes, which will help the infantry troops to conduct reconnaissance of the battle theater. The Indian Army will also order the state-of-the-art Israeli Spike Firefly loitering ammunition that can engage concealed targets that may be beyond the line of sight. The Israeli Firefly has a seeker and data link with electro-optical features that are similar to the larger Spike missile family. After India declared its intent to procure 33 Russian fighter jets, a senior US State Department official announced that India is not safe from the penalties under the CAATSA, and it leads to a clear picture that the CAATSA is largely due to US resentment with the Indian government for not acquiring American fighters like the F-21, and instead opting for 12 Su-30 and 21 MiG-29 fighters from Russia. Similar statements regarding sanctions were made by US officials when India signed the S-404 stealth frigates deal with Russia, and also when India signed a $3 billion intergovernmental agreement to lease a second Akula-class nuclear-powered submarine in March 2019, and again when India decided to locally manufacture AK-203 rifles for all three services. As there was no reaction from the US government to these supplementary deals, so it can be deducted that the US is simply not in competition to fulfill these Indian requirements, and is only being commercially indifferent towards the Indian deals with Russia.